through that.
What happened there? It's gone fucking nuts.
What's on the see, it's I was
Right, so I need to just move them on to something else.
yeah.
But hold on, that's the one that you trigger for the talking.
It's on column 24 at the minute.
Ah, Jesus Christ! Everywhere I move these fucking things.
So
what is that now? So there's a solid colour on there as well. I should take that off, shouldn't I? Or is that supposed to be there?
yeah, and
Right now, change it.
it says I'm doing hue rotate, but I can see the hue rotating as well, but it's not changing.
But what's
the
this solid colour thing?
for the tubes to eliminate them with a solid colour?
But where's the other fucking colour coming from?
It must be it's filling the whole composition or something, Cormac. It's not just.
You know why? Hold on 1 second. Sorted.
So now, what's going on? I wonder with the.
Now where's the hue rotating?
Like you can see that I'm affecting hue rotate.
Now there's a slice thing on that.
Will we take it off then?
Hue scale. Try now, Richard. Saturation scale. Let me see.
We're just.
Well, one last problem, Paula, and then we'll be good. Let me take off hue rotate, right? Go now. It's just triggering something wrong. So it's not doing anything. Sorry, hold on a minute. That's a clip I'm on. It was triggering a wrong clip.
Why is it flickering and stuff?
Try now. Is it changing colour now?
No. It was. Some of them are changing. It's doing all kinds of wacky shit.
Wait, have we got this in broadcast? Right, now, you see the way that's blue?
Uh-huh.
Right, go move the flyer.
It is.
Right, it's time.
Like it's.
Let's see what's happening here. Sorry. Try now.
Is it triggering multiple? Is it?
Look, it's actually.
Is it doing it on the layer as well? Like, is there a hue rotate on the layer as well? No.
Is there a hue rotate on the composition?
It's going all kinds of wacky anyway, down there.
I bet you I know.
It's fixtures or something, Cormac. Like it must be.
Where's the composition one? Do you see the composition panel?
No.
There. Is it something to do with Right. Is it something to do with the with the timing?
It's like fixtures or something. I think.
Stenographics. That's it there. I mean, that's it there. Oh, hold on. Do you make that? Try now.
It's changing colours, but in a really mad way.
Try it. Try now.
Did that change?
Guys, you have to show the 30 minutes in 1 minute, otherwise we're not going to get doing it.
Lovely. Okay.
Like we're already cutting the time of the actors.
Okay.
Right.
Dump that then. Is it working at all? Huh?
Yeah.
Why not? What did I change?
Go down to
Is there anything else I can do?
Change the colour now.
He's just going to put on a couple more.
not affecting the.
Top of the wall.
Right, just dump it and let's go through what we need to go through.
Right.
Okay, this will be a bit of a mishmash, but
Okay, Paul. So the first thing that we're going to show them is our.
Okay, so after I finish, then after Stephen comes down and Stephen may talk,
Yep.
let me get those lights off.
Cormac's going to take over.
Okay.
Okay, so then Cormac goes live on mic.
Shit, our tubes have just decided to go
From
nuts.
that point, you have 20 minutes.
We need to reset these tubes before we do anything. Richard, is the power supply thing?
I don't know. It was doing what we wanted for the.
Yeah, but how can we get the...
started or is this?
No. We just need to turn something off, Paula, before we can start. Sorry.
So that means the first thing that happens is Richard comes down the stairs. Is that what's happening? You're going to explain what he's doing?
Is that what's going to happen?
Yeah, I have to show them that happening on the phone.
Ah, right, okay. Richard, so are we not fixing those tubes before you start? I can't even get them turned off. What I meant. Like, it's something wrong with the tubes, Richard, because they're not even turned off now. They've lost signal or something. Plug them back up. I think that. Okay, so okay, so now we'd like to show you some of the other things that we can do with the system.
And Richard's down here during all this?
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't introduced him, so you're going to tell people who
Yes,
he is?
so like Richard, my colleague from Redbox here, is going to show you how we can use a server system to control content, manipulate it anywhere on any screen or anything. And this can be done very simply from a mobile phone. The audience could have these mobile phones, or staff could have the mobile phones. In this case, for this demo, Richard has the mobile phone, and he's going to show you that just by literally pressing buttons on the phone, things are going to happen in the theatre. Richard's downloaded nothing or anything. He's just gone to a browser address and the buttons automatically appear. So the first thing we're going to show you, Richard, is just an introduction to what the system is capable of. And Richard, if you just show the audience, please, the buttons on the phone, so we can design any of these interfaces like that. We've just got a series of buttons on this phone. Richard, so the first thing is, let's just a very brief introduction to how this server-based system will work to control content. I'll keep that shorter, Paula, half of that. We can't skip on through this, can we, Richard? No? Just let it go.
And you've already taken the back panel off all the screens, yeah? So the other screens are all blank during this, yeah?
Yeah.
Stephen, grab me that rope off the grid, will you, when you're there? Please. Thank you.
It was a lovely day, but then it started to rain. I can also have conversations between screens. Hello, Charles Darwin. How are you?
didn't work 2 minutes ago.
This
For the first
scanner
time
turns
today.
all blue to grey, and then
It works.
that's not all. Using your mobile phone, you can select between different languages for the on-screen presenters. Try this example. Pick the language you wish to hear from your phone.
So I'm just going to skip on to something else here, folks. So the next item we have, Cormac, is a virtual gallery.
Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. So there you go. That's the idea, that we can make lots of things work together. All the content comes from a central server, and it can be controlled from any kind of a device, mobile phone. So now what we've done is we took 3 paintings from the lyric and we animated them to show you how we can synchronize stuff even across projected surfaces. So Richard, will you press the button that says Virtual Gallery?
Hi, I'm part of the Lyric Theatre's art collection, and as you can see, I can come to life, speak, and move. I can even talk to other paintings in the theatre. Hello, painting number 2.
Hello, painting number 1. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Liam Neeson, of course, when
Fuck's
I'm
sake.
on duty. Real name's Jerry O'Hare.
Liam
What about
Neeson.
yourself?
I'm Kenneth Branagh for my sins. It's a steady job. Real name's Howard Brown when the doors close. What about you, number 3?
Robert Bell's the name, James Ellis professionally. So we can come to life and act as tour guides or act out scenes in perfect sync with each other. We can even answer visitors' questions. Hi Neeson, give us a tour.
You will find the toilets downstairs.
Jesus
You will
Christ.
wash your hands. You will
Fucking
turn
so
off your
embarrassed.
mobile phone before the play commences.
That got old a long time ago.
Bit like yourself, you cheeky devil.
Anyway, visitors, if you look at your device now, you'll see a menu of things that we can do and tell you about. And here it is. So we also have up next we can do digital quizzes, which I'll show you now. We can bring any exhibition to life.
Why is the volume so quiet?
Yes.
Why is the volume so quiet there?
The clips must be rendered with different audio levels.
Is that something Ryan could turn up the speaker at that point?
Yeah.
Is that the speaker down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for that bit, whenever he says digital quiz, could you flip that up a bit?
Yeah.
Now, can I ask 2 questions? One is, you need to decide where you're going to sit. You need to remember we can't hear Richard when he talks.
Richard, you need to go where Paula is with the mic. Isn't that right?
It's a handheld mic, yeah.
Okay. The other thing is that, and all our virtual audience are still seeing it even though they're not on that screen.
It's still streaming,
Cool.
but Richard needs to be heard. So Richard, if you walk over to where Paula, that is the position.
Sorry.
Well, it's just a handheld mic, Cormac, so I can...
No, but if Paula's going to be introducing this bit, you'd be best to walk down to where Paula is, would you not?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Whatever suits.
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
So that's the question.
Although actually you're better in the centre, are you? Because well, where the streaming audience will see you, won't they? Yeah, if you're over where Paula is, kind of roughly, Richard, but not too far, just past the edge of that last picture frame, right? Okay, Richard, what's the next thing?
So they have people have asked a question, so I'm going to select a wrong answer. So the thing that says people were okay, that was the wrong one. So if I pick 1906, that was the correct answer. We have like sort of celebration stuff there.
Okay.
To get the right one. Anyway, moving on.
Right, what's the next thing we have, Richard?
So the next thing is live painting.
Yes, okay, so another thing that we can do with this system is that we can actually, and you brought that up, Richard, did you?
Yeah, I pressed that. Yeah.
Right, you did it up with a button on the screen. Okay, so I will have to have all of these layers basically down. So another thing that we can do is we can actually paint the set in real time. There is a demonstration over on the very right hand screen of what it would look like with a networked group doing this. So the idea is you could have 4 or 5 iPads with people drawing on them, making animations instead of in hours, in minutes. And you can kind of see that over there. And while that's happening, I will do a little bit of drawing on this side, actually on the paintings. So here we go. I have some pre-prepared. So if I can see, can I get the opacity up on these things? So I'll work that out. So brought up a sky. I did that 5 minutes ago. Let's bring up some plants and a few little things that I animate, and I'll just there's an eye here as well, a little character, and I'll explain this a little bit more in detail. So there you go. And actually, over the top of that now, I'm going to create a new layer and show you. It's very easy to just draw things at a moment's notice. So I'm just going to pick a color. So let's pick a nice purple color, and I'm just actually, well, let's pick a yellow. Let's put a sun in that sky. So I'm just picking a yellow color, and I'll have that ready for. There's a nice orangey yellow color. So I'm just going to put a sun up here in the top right. Has that appeared? No.
It's off the edge, so you might need to draw it a bit closer.
There we go. There's the sun coming in now. Some nice rays, and I'll do another layer with the little sun's rays. So let's do.
It would help if you told us what you're doing. Like, I have no idea how you're doing it.
Yes. Okay, Paula. Good one. So I'll make that clear. And so what I'm doing is up here on my laptop, I'm actually drawing with my fingers on a screen, and it's appearing there. I'm now animating the sun's rays with my fingers, and there we go. And so that should animate now. So there you go. That's the idea of that. So it's basically a networked kind of art experience where like 5 or 6 people, up to about 10 people actually, can all draw simultaneously. And as you can see in the demonstration on the right hand side, it works really well on buildings outside. But you saw I drew a little sun, and I drew the rays of it, and I animated the rays in a few seconds. Obviously I'm not Bob Ross. Okay, Richard, next thing.
So the last thing we have on the phones here, Cormac, is the light control. Do you want to try it and see if it's going?
Yes, let's try the light control.
So that's being crazy. So that's
Right, if we can get that sorted, we'll do that. If not, we won't, Richard. So that's the last part of that whole system then?
yeah. So I mean, well, I just turn those off.
Okay then, so right.
Again, I need to know how it's working. Like who is it that's controlling it?
Yeah,
and whether
yeah, Richard,
it's wired in or whether it's Bluetooth
Absolutely.
or what it is.
I'll show that it's me doing it on the phone.
Yeah, but no, Paul said it needs better explanation, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that because like I don't understand why that's different than him sitting up there doing this with a fader.
Absolutely, yes.
You know what I mean?
So okay, look, we'll move on now. Then we've to fix that or not show it, Paula. First, it stopped working just before we started this demo. That's what we were trying to fix. Okay, so Richard, if it doesn't work like that, turn those off. So the next thing we want to show you is that just basically projections moved on now, and it's become that 3D shapes it's available to actually map onto 3D shapes very easily. And in this instance, we have a box in the bottom right hand corner there, and in the box you can see. I'm just going to run through a few things we prepared, but you can actually create and put 3D models inside them. This one is, you'll see that better when the lights are down, but this one is Right, Richard, do you know that that's coming into vMix? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's coming into vMix. Yeah.
Okay. So we need to sit down a page and I need to write out what the more important things are to say about everything. You know, like I didn't even know the order of stuff there just in my head, so that's why I was kind of going, what am I talking about now? You know? Ryan, is there any way you get a piece of paper and a pen or something like that? Would be brilliant.
What do you have, paper and a pen?
Yes, please.
Here.
So, Richard, are we seeing on somewhere? Could Ryan be on a laptop as well, just saying that we're testing? Can we do a test stream where basically he's hearing us in all positions?
Yeah. We need another laptop, do we?
Right, he's got a laptop, doesn't he?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Oh, thanks very much. That's great. So at some point we need you. Have you your laptop with you?
Uh-huh.
Right. Do you want me to set that DCHP server thing back? If you connect to in a few minutes, go out and sit somewhere outside or wherever, somewhere you can get internet, and go on to the website page, the Redbox content thing.
I can do it from in here.
Yeah, that's perfect actually, and just see that if you've got headphones or anything, you could listen. Is it coming through? You know, is the audio coming through fine for all of us? I do, but I want to get your videos
I
done
have
first.
headphones in a bag in my car, so I could get that before the show.
Yeah, great. Do you know what? Could you monitor even and let us know as well?
Yeah.
Like, and I would give better, like Richard, whenever I sit and write down here, we just give better explanations between the two of us, okay, for everything?
Yeah.
Right, the one thing we've got to fix is the light.
Yeah.
So another thing is turn off that speaker.
I think we just listen, say, sorry, the audio's in this is a bit low, but you'll hear I can say the audio's a bit low in it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So Richard, if I go into Resley Marina here and we try and fix this.
That's a very bad delay.
Of what?
Your voice, isn't it? And that speaker down there.
Why? Yeah, it is. Do we need it for the amplifier? We don't really need it for the amplifier.
I don't think it'll be free because when
See, I need Jad. If Jad are coming in,
I don't think. I think we should just have her watch the play. I think we should not.
'cause I think it,
Yeah, yeah. We'll email and say, Jad, will not use the VMix link. Just use the other thing to watch it. Yeah, I think just, you know, that would be wiser, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Are you streaming at the minute?
Mm-hmm.
So if Ryan goes to it and just lets us know that all of our audio feeds are going, Richard.
So I need a window to go to the car. 15 minutes.
Oh, fuck that. Like, it's just, could you not just sit outside out in the hall or something?
I've sent her the
I
booking
could, but if
form.
I'm sitting beside you, I can tell you.
Sent you and Andrew the booking forms. Or CC and
It's
you.
12:25 now, you know,
And I
like
said,
things at 1:30. I don't think,
so
I think it'd be
the
better if you just,
example
right,
is
okay, come here, computer, sort out.
I said, look, I can't confirm until I meet the
I can get on
Monday
with
night.
Wi-Fi
It
without
could
changing
be Saturday the
settings.
23rd or it could be a
Oh,
different
can you?
day that
Yeah.
week.
Well,
And
that's
they
alright
may
then.
not all be able to come.
Just let me do that. Let me do that Ethernet thing now.
I said, look,
Actually, it won't show it up because there's nothing in Ethernet at the minute. I will just need to plug something into it at some point. We'll do it. We'll do it. Like, that's fine as long as you get Wi-Fi. Can you go out and
they weren't going to charge
so that's all I'm going to do, Rich. I'm going to draw that sun. That works as an example, doesn't it?
Uh-huh. So if we need to get Stephen's videos in, are they?
I'm actually doing them.
Yeah. So I said, look, any questions?
Where's that
either
bloody sun?
Contact the officer, contact me.
Okay, cool.
So that's all good.
Happy days. I need to make
Go to
first
Redbox.
call, Ryan, but
www.
see if Shannon comes back, you just check her, will you?
Yes.
Will
Check
we
the
do
mic?
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll just reassess where we're at. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes to come back. I just need to talk to someone.
So www.redboxcontent.com/webinar.
You want me to just enter my details there?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Is the stream working for you? If you hit play on it.
Yeah, we don't even need you to enter your details or anything now, but you can, you know. We don't even need you to do it. We just need you to listen. So, am I coming in? Richard, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, is the audio happening on that? Oh, that's good. We can actually see that. Okay, so will we test all those mics then, Richard, or? Oh, that's good. Then so that's working. So will you test Paula's mic then, or whatever down there? And Richard, if we fix this one last thing.
Hear it coming through, yeah. One, two. Hey, hey. 1, 2. Hey, hey. 1, 2.
Thought I could have brought you something to eat.
Oh, I had that.
Did you?
Oh, I was coming.
Oh, well. I knew I couldn't get to it. I needed something before we did it, you know.
Is that coming through the live stream?
Yes, Ryan.
Okay, do you want me to test?
The actors' mics, please.
Oh, the Lily and Bland exhibition is still on. We'll be taking it
After
down
this, will we
Friday morning.
try and fix the?
Theatre at the Mill.
If we can't, we know not to do it. We just know not to do it. And then I'd like to sit down and
Well, I'll be there
write
10
out,
o'clock
you know,
taking
like
the
a
time,
considered
but
kind of.
if you were free on Thursday.
You're able to
Wednesday.
turn on and off this, aren't you? As we need to.
Yeah,
Turn on and off.
The mics as we need to.
downstairs.
Yes. I have to do it in the
And write something in the comments bit.
Of course I will. Oh, hi, 1, 2. Yeah. Keep talking, yes.
Yeah, it's just so
All good. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2.
I'll do some coughing down it.
No.
1, 2, 1, 2, testing 1, 2.
Richard, we can have Jada without.
Carol Moore here reporting from the Lyric Theatre.
For live. UTV Live. Belfast.
Yes, very good.
Both of those?
Yes, that's right.
Do you want them turned off now?
Yes, please. Yes. Richard, why don't we can keep Jada coming in a few minutes, but just say, look, we've got Jada, just to show the thing, say we can have audio and everything from Jada.
So you got yours in what time last night?
So we just have Jada
Not
come in
last night.
across to me then.
This morning at about 10 to 10.
About 10 to 10. I decided
So
not
shall
to
we
do it in
figure
the
out
morning
the,
because the system often crashes. And then you're in a blind panic.
I kind of got lucky because it didn't crash last night. My head was fried.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
You
kind
weren't in the mood.
was.
I wasn't going to do it last night, and then I went, Carol, just go for the floor.
Sorry.
Oh no worries. I did work on it. I just
I want to
couldn't
figure out
get
the,
it completed to
Yeah, you just,
decent level.
you weren't, yeah, you have to be in the mood, in the zone. I got it at 11 last night.
Did you put in for it?
I'm still student at drama school, so I need it, but I can't get it.
They asked a question of, are you studying?
I think you can apply for it. As
Richard,
long as it's not
is the problem?
on your academic.
Hold on a minute. The problem's very simple. What it is, it wasn't in the right deck.
If I had that money, it would go straight towards that. I don't want to keep anybody up. You know what I mean? And
That's the thing. You don't
I'm
want to
too busy.
Oh, no.
jeopardize future funding.
I'm too busy with school to be working
You know
on anything else, so.
I know, and they take time.
There were two of them triggering or something. Can you do the thing then again? The light.
Next year,
Okay, go.
But
Just get rid of this.
it won't trigger if you're on that deck.
I think I'm on.
Go on.
It needs to be on the one that,
We were on.
yeah.
again? Now, what column am I supposed to be on? 17? So there's nothing on that column now.
No, well,
So see for these mics, are we going to turn them on before we start the entire thing?
It's
And you mute them,
24.
Richard?
What? Sorry?
Are we going to have the mics on before the presentation starts and you mute them?
Yeah, I think that's probably safest.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to test
Yeah.
that I can help with?
Is that like a frame rate thing? Richard, just give me 2 seconds to see if I can sort it out with a frame rate thing. There's a 40 millisecond delay. Try Richard. Right, I've set the frame rate away up to 40. Oh, can I just move it here?
I don't think it's corresponding to the right colours or anything, is it? Like, it's blinking away like mad and stuff.
What the hell? I mean, is it something in the program of PixieLab? Or has nothing changed in the program of PixieLab?
No,
Right, okay, right, I'll tell you what then. You see that column? Let me just make sure that there's nothing in that column. What column is that? 24? 24.
I think it's fixtures or something. I don't know why, but
I bet you it's going to cross into somebody else's.
DMX.
Yeah. Device display. Oh no. Frame rate
Very
4.
stylish. See where I go, where I can actually see that screen.
So the video that kind of you're shooting, so you're
Yeah, it's happening before I come in.
that'll be on. You see the landscape white screen in the background, kind of behind the TV.
Oh, the white one?
Yeah, that'll be on.
Oh, okay.
Will it make it less?
You pleased with it all, Stephen?
Yes.
Yeah?
Needle and
Yeah.
Working, so just don't
That's a new thing.
sure you guys don't knock it out of the park as always.
Tell me when it starts. Is there too many of them for the power?
What?
Regen for
No.
right, it started. Right, that's. I don't know. Can I-
Okay. It's on camera. Sometimes again, Stephen is going to show, or no, I'm going to blab. So like I do blab in here, blab on a bit of play.
Is it crossing anybody else's thing? Or?
Bloody, bloody, fucky blab. And then I'm going to go, so we're now going to do Fever by Nicola McCartney. And then I'm going to
I
move
mean,
out of the way and
the
they're going
lightning
to
one
play
works, doesn't it?
Hmm.
the drone footage of Carol.
Wonder if I'd stuck in another solid colour there. Just
Like, are you?
And at the end of Carol's
right.
drone
Let's stick
footage,
in another solid
Carol
colour
will
thing, just and see is there something
Then I'm
quirky in
gonna
that,
play your
you know?
drone footage, and then you're going to come in on the tail of yours. Okay,
Yeah.
Karen will already be here.
I just be able to carry one. So.
Oh, I like you can just like I mean also it's not saying it's
Why
going
the
to
fuck
obviously
is
we don't
that?
need to pretend we're gonna
Flickering
play,
like
play,
hell
play.
too.
Yes.
Is that okay?
That's not
Just
that
shows up
layer,
the
is
end,
it?
like, so your table
That's
looks
not-
good
Super.
later.
The solid colours.
That's it.
And we need the mic here so we can stream.
Anything in it?
It's not the volume. I just-
Okay, yeah.
Maybe it's the width and height thing, is it?
I don't know.
Let's take the width and height thing down.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then I was disappointed
Input
But actually,
layers below.
But actually, the difference in the
Yeah.
two drone things are very good.
Yeah. Oh, hers is fabulous.
So if we put scenographics in,
Oh, I like that.
still
That's good. Okay. No, there's nothing good. Have we seen Adrian again?
No.
Okay, that's all right. He'll come back to us eventually.
Don't know what time.
No, it's okay. Because as you rightly say, we can talk him through it. It's not rocket science in the grand scheme of things. Okay. Okay.
I wonder should we do it,
and
doing
we
that
checked
pasty
your
thing
drone
on it.
footage will go onto that screen.
Yes.
Maybe it's because it's up full.
Oh, it's still rendering. Okay. So the things that we're waiting on
Better, isn't it,
checking
isn't it?
are we need to be ready at 1:10 to check our virtual people that are joining us.
Yeah.
We need to check the drone
Look,
footage.
it's not so
on the
bad there
screen.
when I was doing it like that, is it?
We need
Go now
to
for it.
mic the two actors, and we've already checked Cormac's mic and my mic, so we're fine.
Sorry, that's because, let me clear that.
Video feed. Okay. All right. Which means
Over
at
now.
1:20, we need to be able to open if we can because of outside out there.
Transport BPM sync time.
Yeah. Okay. So how long do you need, Cormac and Richard? What kind of issues are floating about up there at the minute?
just this lighting one.
This is one issue.
Will I run and get my headphones when you're doing this?
No, it's fine. You can hear that. Well, it would be good actually.
During it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to drop that, Richard?
Okay.
If we
So
can.
you're going to the car to get
Yeah,
headphones?
I think it's
Cool. Okay.
good to drop
All
it.
right. We have about
Right.
about 10 minutes. Means to get headphones.
I think I can get Jada in talking
Is that okay?
and coming through without any delays or any.
The guests for that wedding are
Okay.
coming
Alright,
at
well, shit.
2 o'clock, so we know. And what else need to? Oh yes,
Get
and I need to bin
sorted
it. Coke can
so
let me use it.
that-
Or like you can keep it as a good possession. if
As
you
a,
want.
as a
If
souvenir.
you drop it going along the river.
Yeah.
Do you want to test it with somebody else with the vMix link? Whenever Ryan comes back, you can test it, won't you?
I'll come
Yeah.
back down.
Okay. Let's see.
and
So we
then I'm
drop
gonna
that
lift
thing
the
then.
mic.
So we're leaving.
Yeah,
Right,
so
Richard,
what I thought I'd
can I do?
I'll
Please,
I'll
turn them off.
and I'll go, and thanks very much to Carol and Shannon. I'm going to come over to here. Two of you can go basically wherever you want. So you could go and
I'll
sit
test
and watch
this.
the rest
Oh,
of it,
okay.
or like you can go back to that.
Yeah, no, I'd like to
Yeah, me too.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll try and speak the minute I start moving. So like, so like once
So
you
shall we
finish-
write out now what we're going to do? What we're going to talk about? I just need the exact order of everything so I don't land you in something. Right, Richard. What's the first thing we're showing?
If you should just
So
stand in
the
front of
two,
them.
you know, the
And
conversation
that- it
between
looks
you
like
and
we're
Charles
looking
Darwin.
for it, so-
John,
Call
okay,
it
John,
the
yeah.
introduction.
No, you just come down.
I'll just come down
Yeah.
and I'll just keep it going.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll blab for another bit, keep flying for a bit, and then they'll do 20 minutes, and then again back Q&A. So that's kind of
Are we going to get some
So
sort of
say,
festival
what's the first thing?
The introduction that shows you talking to Charles Darwin.
See, I just wonder whether we should just show the
exactly what am I saying?
because then we
Trying to do that.
why don't we will we not start with the projection map and stuff first before we get into all that?
Yeah, you can.
Do you mean that's what I'd rather do? So I'd rather start with the 3D box, 3D object,
Yeah, yeah, sure.
right?
So online we have Louise Matthews, Lawrence and Fiona,
So it's one.
Peter and Nina and Golden,
Okay. Now, what do we want to say about that?
Dave, and who else we got? And Vincent.
That it's using 3D shapes, we can give the illusion of
Okay.
complete.
Okay, right. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do before we finish that. Let's just go to Resume Alley and check Stephen's videos because we've still got an outstanding technical
So I sent all that stuff this morning and told them what to expect.
done. Right, Stephen, we're converted, so please work. Okay, so I need to drop in here. So mauve and mauve. Okay, just throw them in anywhere.
Switch my phone off. What time is it now before we?
Yeah. What should we use it?
If I need to send it to Nicola McCartney and her agent, yeah.
Slices. So Stephen, that's plain. That's a bit better. So, what do you want that just in one slice though?
Yeah.
Here we go. rotate it by 90. Is that okay? Right, I'm going to do it with the second one. That runs smooth now. You have to put it into this. And actually, hold on a minute. Is that running fine? It needs to be BPM synced. The streaming audience will see that on the screen, yes, Paula? So that's fine, isn't it, Stephen? So
Yeah, I hear it coming out the speaker.
yeah. Right, okay, what speed do you want me to? That's too slow, isn't it? See, it's kind of tricky. Right, okay, I'm going to have to do something else, Stephen, here, right? Okay, so what about this speed? Sorry. Is that okay, Stephen? Okay, and then the next one then? So this one, I need to put it to, let me just check. So timeline, and we're kind of going. So it'd be nice, Stephen, if that was.
Going dark on stage. This much. Now you can have some preset in that.
So I need to rotate that, Stephen, don't I?
That's
Eh?
okay. Going dark.
Are you sure, Stephen?
The lyric is legible on the left hand screen. It's not on
Oh, sorry, no, hang on. I need to put that in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to rotate.
Right, is that okay, Stephen? Now, what about the speed of that?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, far moving nicely.
Right, Stephen. That's us sorted on that, Stephen.
Yeah, so we'll plug in the live stage, dark stage. No, check no bit will down the floor, check the audio here. So minimize because I know that I think that's what I told.
So, Stephen, that's good, isn't it? So good. So, what about now your fly thing?
Yeah, that's that. So we leave the house as they are. We get rejection warning.
Now, folks, just be aware that the stream is on at the minute. So, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Russ. How you doing?
Hot mics there, everybody okay? I'm streaming.
But Ryan or some or Ross, whatever, just keep us all the time. Ah, there's Dr. Giada Lagana. Will you open my mics to Giada then, so we can, so she can hear us on the live stream? Giada, thank you so much for joining us.
Microphone is turned off.
We're just about to turn on your microphone, Giada. Or, Giada, will you turn on your microphone? So, Giada, if you can hear us, will you ask Giada to turn on her microphone? And let's see, can we make this work?
Yeah, here I
Giada,
am.
hello.
Ciao.
Let's see, can we put your audio into the auditorium? If you can see in the live screen, you are now in a picture. You're actually on the live stream in a picture frame down there. So
Yes.
this is an advancement from what we've been doing with you. So we just need to see, can we get your audio sorted? If not, if we find it difficult, we'll just say that you are. And are you at university at the moment? Are you actually on your university campus?
Yes.
You can give me a thumbs up if you are. Yes. So University of Cardiff. Then I never know you're in Italy or Wales. You know. Okay. And you're hearing us. You will hear everything here. So what we're doing, Giada, is first of all we're doing a drama that Paula has, and there's the opportunity for you on the live stream on the other computer to and Paula's just told me she knows you well.
Yes, yes.
So there are questions. Giada, can we hear you? There you go. We can hear you here from Wales.
Okay.
All the way from Wales. The amazing Giada Lagana, who is now going to sing for us.
No, please, don't make me do that. I've already done it.
Okay. So Giada, we're just going to prove that, and it works unbelievably. So it's great. It's very technical to do. But so we can talk to you a little bit about we just get you to say hello, really, and it's to prove that we can bring somebody in. But before that, during the play, do feel free to take part in the quiz. So the whole idea is that the audience here are going to answer questions on the quiz. The screen that you're now on, those answers will come up, or on the television in front, those answers, whatever buttons you press back in Wales, the answers will come up instantaneously in the building here, and the same for our remote or local audience. So our local audience and our remote audience are having an effect on the stage in absolute real time with the actors. And then after the drama, we're going to do a presentation of various things that we can do with all of these fancy screens here and how we can deliver content and stuff. And at the very end of it, the very last thing is we can also bring in people onto the set. And here's somebody who we've worked with recently, Dr. Giada Lagana from the University of Cardiff. So Giada, and hopefully at that stage you will be online. If we don't see you, we won't go to you, and I'll make an apology to you. Okay? But that's it.
Yeah, no. The only thing is,
the only
thing that I told you, I have to run in and off for a while because it starts teaching, students calling, lecturing, and stuff. So.
Right, Giada, do you have an hour then from 1:30, or will you be less than an hour with us?
I hope that, well, I can actually rejoin at 2:15 if it is possible.
Yeah, well, that's fine then. So 1:30 to 2:30. Yes, 2:15. That's probably fine then. Okay, that's fine. And if we see you, we see you, and if we don't, we don't. Okay. So you know the crack. It's over the internet. If it works, it works. Okay. But anyway.
Sorry, just the first week.
Did you get your video, by the way? Downloaded from
Yeah,
Dropbox?
all good. It's perfect. All good. I mean, perfect. As a perfect something that I did can be. But your work was perfect.
There you go. So listen, thank you very
much.
My
delivery a little bit less.
Thank you very much for taking part, and we'll see you again a little bit later. Okay?
Thanks, Shannon. Thank you so much.
Bye. Right. So we have our list of things, Paul. I think we know what we're doing. And you're happy, Richard. I just don't want to leave you standing down there. Well, happy wouldn't be the right word. This works out. And what it'll do is, as usual, it'll work till 27 minutes past 1. You know, that's when it'll work. So not 29 and a half minutes. Well, actually, we did a live stream. I think 30,000 for BBC Alba and TV Cahir simultaneously. Wow. From the studio. I hit stream when the computer crashed. You know?
But that's Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
That's
So we were back on, but the way we did it, we set up so the stream was persistent, so we just reboot the computer. People were in 30 seconds, and we went back. We just go
Oh yeah, like fuck, even if there's
Like one
cheating
thing
on
we
them,
can't do working here today. Actually, last night I had to.
Ryan, like
I had to
It might be.
space on your .60 subnet, and then my bloody
let
box here
me
that
check
we've had
something
been,
here.
it doesn't have DHCP, so I had to go home, set my computer to that subnet, connect it to that subnet, and
Yeah.
then whatever spare address I could find in your subnet and everything. You know, things I didn't like.
Those transmitters should be on. They've got wee
very
batteries.
little on networking, so
Yeah.
a lot of that went straight over my head.
Well, it's
But I could
basically,
see that it was difficult yesterday to
yeah.
get it.
That's why we were hoping if we had had the internet strong for anything throughout, I wouldn't have went near you now because we wouldn't have to change it.
Ross
But
is
then we
going
had
to
to
do the
kind of.
blacks.
If you want to just drop that into your
Yep.
pocket anyway.
I'll chuck it in. Thank you.
Good enough.
Sweet. And then
I think it'll be okay. I can control it from here. I think afterwards.
Well, that's
You
the
only
half
have to
time.
turn up or leave it as well.
You
Like,
have them?
it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow. So we were all
That's how
thinking,
the phone is working down
we
there.
were all thinking alike then.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
once it was plugged up, that's the first thing I said.
Yeah,
Was,
no,
you
no.
should surely just put a router on that line.
Yeah, no, that's what we did
Yeah.
do. But the thing was, we had them all set, so we had to turn.
To readdress everything.
I had to readdress everything, and then we had to actually set the reconfigure the thing to be a wireless access point rather than a router.
So you are going to have a lid
Ah,
on
yes,
the
that has
tray.
been the
I'm
bane
just
of my
thinking
life.
it's you and I
XO,
can see
See, some units,
remote
See,
some do it
well,
better,
the
some don't.
script, so
Some
I can
boxes,
tell
like
you what
I have
to
a
do,
really
but we'll
expensive
be
box,
alright,
which
won't
was
we?
about 600 quid.
yeah, like
It wouldn't do it, and a
this
box
will be
costs
illuminated.
So just get off
Do you know
This
what
light will be on
the
here as well. I don't know how
interface
well it'll reach, and like the light on the screens and stuff will hopefully.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry, who's that? You are.
can
Yeah.
you
And
check?
what's your license? What lighting do you tend
Ross,
to
do you remember
use?
what number?
It's completely different.
Recharge.
TV
Shannon
filter.
should be
These are
receiver one. Shannon, if you can
specific
see it,
lens.
can
Now,
you check, please?
you can configure this. It's actually
So
nice and cheap.
2 and 2. 1, 2.
I'm going to put up my coat instead.
No, I was thinking that. That's better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
okay, let's go, Sean. Thank you.
Yep.
And then Carol, please.
Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I didn't want to do this. She made me do it. I mean, why can't it just be left alone?
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you.
That's the same system as what's used on that. Now, obviously, you're probably using way different.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And my phone. Your phone full.
Stage going dark.
And breathe. Oh dear. That'll learn us the applications for stuff. Okay. We will start when we have the full team front of house. So we're going to go. See, I think if he's. I'm trying to figure out how I can.
We can walk down the corridor and just stand around the corner from the wall from here. They won't see us. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
I'm just double checking. Are we set, guys? Can we start the music? Okay. Yeah, whenever we were going to do this in August, we were so much more prepared. It's great to be here. I'm on mic because we've got a virtual audience, the same as a live audience. Otherwise, I'd just be guldering at you. I'm going to tell you briefly what it was we said we'd do. And then I'm going to tell you how the shape of the event is going to go. All right, you're here for about an hour all in. All right. I'm Paula from Kibosh. Most of you know who I am. We're a theatre company that deals with the legacy of conflict, looking at interactive theatre for social change. The people I'm collaborating with here today, we've collaborated with on numerous occasions. And so we had applied for the Future Screens money to allow us to develop some of the things that we'd been playing around with for a while. The people that are here with me are Stephen Quinn, who's been a technical stage manager for Kibosh on an ongoing basis and is a qualified drone operator and has integrated drone into some of our previous productions. Up at the desk, I have Richard and Cormac from Redbox Creative. Richard Brown is a content programmer, has worked on the streaming of our previous projects. Cormac is a director of Redbox We're helped today by Ran O'Neill, and Ran also has done the sound for us for various of our streaming projects. What we were interested in doing was finding a way whereby a live and a virtual audience could interact with theatre for social change. This kind of came out of the concept that we wanted to find different ways of qualifying and quantifying the impact of our work, and also promoting the idea that audiences would ask themselves questions about the individuals that were featuring in each of our projects. And because we're dealing with sensitive subject matter, it is really important that an audience feels provoked to have an opinion. And that's what we're trying to do. Various things I want to tell you. We have printed evaluation forms where people would qualify their assessment based on a series of questions around attitudinal change, where their opinions have changed pre and post engagement with us. That tends to be on a quantified basis and a qualitative, but it is not throughout the course of a live experience, and that's what today is about. The other thing that we wanted to try and do was how we would integrate drones, technology and filming into our film work so that it's not a separate thing, so that the two can be combined so you have a shared experience. The other thing that we wanted to look at was the simplicity of projection mapping that could happen in a range of theatre spaces and non-theatre spaces, and how we could do that with limited technology whereby people didn't have to download technology separately. Okay? So, what are we going to do? Over a 2-month period, we did multiple testings, we did loads of content creation, we tried various things out. A lot of things didn't work, a lot of things did work. We're going to show you some of the examples of the stuff that we feel are more interesting, that with more investment and more time, we could actually develop into being the basis of future projects. We're going to show you examples of the live projection mapping. We're going to show how this immersive experience for a live and a virtual audience can happen with low latency. So our virtual audience that are all sitting at home, there's about 6 of them in different places. They are going to be experiencing the show at the same time as yourself. And you will see that as the project goes on. The other thing we're going to show is a synchronized service system. And we're also going to look at how we can use wireless cameras. And we will show how there's different technology and interfaces that we could use within a theatre space and in a foyer space or in a heritage site. Now, as I said, it's going to be an hour. Okay, first thing I want you to do is, we're not going to ask you to download an app or to link on to sophisticated technology. Some of you from where you are will be able to scan that QR code. Okay, those of you that can't, this is what you need to do. I want you to go on to bear with me, redboxplay.com/lyric. I'm going to try it again. Now, if we weren't in COVID, obviously each of you would come up and you'd scan the QR code and you'd sit down. Okay? So if you go on to www.redboxplay.com/lyric. Do you want me to say it again? Is everybody in? www.redboxplay.com/lyric. Is everybody in? Tell me if you're not and somebody will come to you and fix it for you. Everybody in? Okay. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to show you what our virtual audience are seeing at the minute. Can you show us that on the screen, Richard? Okay, so they can see the space and they have the same sign-in as you. Okay. Now, to demonstrate the idea, because obviously we're a theatre company, we want to build the technology into sharing a play with you. All right, now this is a play that we commissioned from Nicola McCartney as part of an installation project looking at poverty in the north that we did in Limavady Workhouse. It's a play called Fever, and Nicola's kindly allowed us to share the play with you today. It's about 17 minutes long. Over the course of it, you will be asked questions on your phone. You answer those questions, you will have a time limit for each, and you will see the results of that coming up on the screen. The virtual audience have also signed in. They will answer the same questions and their results will be integrated with yours. I'm going to give you an example of it. Here's a question. It definitely is, Jimmy. Okay? All right? It's that simple. All right? Over the course of the play, these are young people, you're supposed to know how to work this stuff. Over the course of the play, you will get approximately about 22 questions that will come at different times. All right? What we're interested in is, can you follow the play? Do you engage with it? And does the questions that we ask you change your perception of the characters within the play? Okay? After we do the play, we're then going to show you some interactive drone work. Then we're actually going to go to some of the projection mapping and various other things that we've been working on as regards content creation. The play today will be performed by Carol Moore and Shannon Lofthouse. It takes about 17 minutes. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you at this stage. Do not look so afraid. Okay? It's Yes, the countdown is really scary. Yeah, it's amazing the power of a countdown. Okay, I'm going to head up there, and we're going to start. I'm just going to put this mic down.
I didn't want to come here.
See that face? I remember that face, that look. That's the look she gave me that night.
Yeah, that's the face I remember that night.
Mrs., are you all right, Mrs.? I'm really shit.
Some people are so quick to judge, but until you've been through it, what to say? I thought I knew what I was going to say. I had it all worked out.
My battery's out of my mobile. Shit.
I said I wasn't coming here until that woman from what's its name came round and started badgering me.
Can I use your phone? Can you hear me? I'll use your phone.
Nice enough woman. Young, you know, all principles and pinstripe and perfect makeup, wearing her cause pinned to her chest as clearly as her bloody name badge. It wasn't real pinstripe, of course. Dorothy Nylam, what's her face? I got an electric shock from pinstripe when she shook my hand. Honestly, I didn't want to do this. She made me do it. I mean, why can't it be left alone?
Hello, yeah, I need an ambulance. I don't know the address. It's the house on Garva Drive, the big one in the corner with all those funny bushes in the shape of animals and stuff. I don't know the number. I don't know the fucking number, all right? I'm calm, I swear. I'm taking well deep breaths, believe me. I'll go and check. Right, missus, I'm going to check the number on your front door, okay?
I said I don't want to talk about what happened. I don't believe in talking about things too much. When I was young, you learnt that the world didn't revolve around you. You just got up and got on with it.
It's number one. Of course it's number one. It's the first house in the fucking street.
I don't think about it. And I don't think about her.
The patient is unconscious, yes, I think so. Yeah, she's breathing. No blood. Hurry, right?
Pinstripe wouldn't take no for an answer. Very polite, charming, almost, but very insistent just the same that this was going to be the best option and the right thing to do for everybody. What I should have said was, fuck you. How do you know what the best thing for me to do is? But those are only words I used to myself. When I was growing up, you hardly ever heard them.
I just came in and found her like that. Yeah, I just walked into your house. I don't know her. I saw the front door lying open and I have to go. So you'll send an ambulance?
No, it's all you hear. On the street, on the buses, in the supermarket. I even heard it in church last week. In church? Some wee butter wouldn't melt altar boy whispered it to the wee lad in front of him. He didn't think anyone could hear him.
I can't stay. I'm not staying. She's breathing. Right, okay. I'll check her pulse. How do you do that?
They don't think anyone can hear them. It's because they exist in a different world to the rest of it. It's all earphones and mobile phones and virtual reality. They've no idea there is a whole world going on around them. They float about in this wee bubble of their own universe where it's only their rules that apply. Fuck them.
I can't find it. I can't feel it. But she is breathing. She's breathing funny. I have to go.
I didn't used to be like this. I used to be. Now I am. Look at me. I can taste myself every time I breathe in. Makes me sick. And as God's my witness, all I want to do is smash that wee girl's face in, carry the head off her shoulders, smash the bright right out of her eyes.
Can you hear me? Mrs., there's an ambulance coming. You'll be all right now. Sorry. I'm really sorry, Mrs.
You see what Pinstripe's done? What you've done bringing me here? You've made me think about it.
See, since that night, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
Can you hear me? I've told you 5 times now, you cannot sit on this wall. This wall has just been repainted. And look, Look what you're doing to it with your feet. Do you know how much that cost?
The woman in the pinstripe said I had to. Said it was her choice, the ladies. And if she wanted to be here, then I had no say. Actually, she did say I had a say. Or we could do things a different way. She pointed that at me like a loaded rifle. So I just says, okay, I'll go. But I'm not saying nothing.
And you're making an awful lot of noise.
And I'm not looking at her.
Well, you could at least turn your phones down. Not everyone wants to listen to that sort of music.
Because I don't want to get that look. That look like you're worth nothing. I get that look all the time. Seriously.
Seriously, I can't even hear the TV for the noise. Now, I'm not going to say it again. Move along.
Last week, I went down the job centre. I do that every week. There was this job going in a pet shop, shop assistant, and I thought, I could do that. And see, that's where your problems start. Thinking you can. Anyway, down the brew, there was this really pretty girl, all fake blonde and fake tan and Hollister and Superdry and all that fuck.
Don't you speak to me like that. I've asked you very nicely, will you please move along? There's plenty of other places for you to go.
I hate sitting down next to them. Because no matter who they are, they always look at me like this. And I hate that look.
This isn't even your street. So what are you doing here? You're not from this area. Go and hang around your own corner, please. Go on.
It's like, how dare you, the scum of the earth, even think of breathing in the same air as me, never mind sit next to me. And it feels like somebody's giving you the fucking kiss of life backwards. That's how those girls look at you. And some of the teachers at school, and social workers, and doctors, and every fucking, I mean, I just want to scream at them. I'm not a fucking Packy or a Jippo or an asylum seeker or whatever, so there's no reason to look at me like that. But I know she does have a reason. Because look at me.
Look, quite simply, if you don't move along, I'll phone the police, and that's an end to it. I'm serious. Don't look at me like that. I am not joking.
Don't look at me like that.
She can't even look me in the eye.
Please stop looking at me. Because actually, it actually hurts. My ma always tells me I'm being overdramatic, but I'm not. Who the fuck do you think you are anyway?
Just go home.
This isn't your property. This is the fucking pavement. Have you ever heard of public right away?
Tell me this, if you're so clever, miss. What's a big girl like you hanging around street corners with children half your age? Do you hear them laughing at you? You're leaving me no choice. Get a move on, or it's 999.
That night I wasn't with my mates. They'd gone dancing, but I had no money. I never have any money. But I'm fucked if I'm staying in the house. It's a Friday night.
I shouldn't have called them. The police. I think that was the mistake. But then what are you supposed to do? Of course, they want to know exactly what the kids are doing. Are they drinking, fighting, being abusive? Well, the last one fits. And so I say yes, and they say they'll sort it out. And so I go back to my programme. But I'm keeping half an eye on the front window to make sure the police come.
So my wee sister has a half bottle and she's going out with her friends up the town, so there's me tagging along. Yeah. Sad fuck, right?
They come, but as soon as the kids see the car, they vanish, of course. And then I'm left trying to explain that it was quite serious, actually.
The peelers were playing games with us all night. Like, seriously. Have they nothing better to do?
And I can tell this police officer, although he's well-trained and very professional, thinks I'm just another hysterical old woman.
We couldn't sit in the bus station or the square, nowhere. The swings, we got chased by two of them. So then I suggested going off Blismore Road.
I tried to explain about the swearing and the noise and the intimidation. The kids need somewhere to go. It's hard for them, he says. But do call us if you have any more bother. Otherwise, it's best not to get into any confrontations or escalate it. Escalate it?
If the pigs are on your back all night, that's the best place to go because, well, they never send cars up the posh end of town.
It's quiet for half an hour, maybe an hour. I've had an entire phone conversation with my daughter and I'm just putting the kettle on when it starts again, that bloody music.
So we find this wall on the edge of some leafy avenue, big house, road of fucking dendron bushes. Shit, there's even a tree in the shape of animals in the garden, the works. And there's like walls of those giant leandai everywhere. It's perfect. Nobody can see us, and we can see nobody. I stick some tunes on the mobile, and my wee sister cracks open the vodka. Sorted.
I open the curtains and there's 3 of them at the window. They're flashing their chests at me and doing these wee dances.
There's only 6 or 7 of us, but we're having a laugh, right? Because my wee sister's boyfriend's pal wants to get off of me, so I'm winding him up and making him do a striptease. And then she comes out.
They were so aggressive, so disrespectful, dirty. You could tell by their faces, especially the big girl, that something was different. I closed the curtains. They started banging on the back windows. Then they were everywhere, banging on the windows. It was deafening. I was terrified.
She fucking started it. Mouthing off at us and talking to us like we're shit on her shoe. We weren't doing nothing.
If I phoned the police, they'd just scarp her and then would they come back again? I had that sick feeling.
She had a go at me. What's a big girl like you doing out with kids half your age? They were all pissing themselves. And then the peelers arrived.
You know when you just know that something bad is going to happen?
That fucking look again.
I just snapped. I went for the hose in the garden.
What we were going to do is give her the scream treatment, like, are we at the front door or are we at the back door? But she had to turn the fucking hose on us. It was freezing.
I soaked them all right, chased them right across the front garden and out the gate with it. The big girl wasn't fast enough, slipping and sliding in the mud. I gave her an extra shower.
I was slipping on about in the grass because the trainers weren't getting any grip. And she looked at me. That look.
You'll not be coming back, you little sod.
I kicked the door in.
Just as I was closing the back door, my hand was still on the latch.
I jacked her one right in the mouth. Her head snapped back. I heard it. And her eyes rolled and she made this noise. That's the same noise my granny made before she died.
I can't remember anything after that. Until I woke up in the hospital sometime later.
I legged it. My heart was racing. It was a full adrenaline rush. It was like a good feeling.
The police told me they had caught her in my house.
And I'm still running, but my knuckles are bleeding like fuck, and I can't get that noise out of my head.
She came back.
I'm thinking, I could have killed her. What if she's dead? And then I realise I'm crying.
She called an ambulance. Does she think that makes everything all right?
And then my legs are taking me back there. And I'm trying to force them to change direction, but they're doing their own thing. And there I am at the back door, and there she is, lying there.
I can't stay in my house anymore. I've had to move in with my sister. I don't know if I can ever go back.
Something just came over me. And if she hadn't have forced me... But I can't say that. Because if I say that, if I don't admit it, then it's court and a sentence, and then that look is always going to follow me.
Look at her. What do I say to her? How could she possibly understand how I feel?
Fuck it. I'm saying nothing.
Hello.
Hello.
The first thing I want to say is thank you for phoning the ambulance.
Sorry. I'm really sorry, Mrs.
That was Shannon and Carol. And again, thanks to Nicola McCartney for letting us use that play. We didn't want to use something that had a very linear narrative. We wanted it to be something that you needed to engage with and concentrate back and forth. We have done that piece in various locations. We've also done it in schools a few times. And sometimes what you find, particularly with young people, is they're reluctant to talk to us at the end. And we feel that if we did find a way of using technology that was easy to use and easy to interact with on their phones, that produced data and results that we could then use to stimulate a conversation, it is a very interesting thing to do. It also means that you're very much involved in the action of it. As you saw at the beginning of it, we pre-recorded some drone footage of both characters yesterday. We wanted to have this idea of expanding the space. We're also interested in the idea of that we could plant preconceived thoughts in your heads about various characters. Obviously, with more time, that the whole kind of high or HD look of that would also feel very different. The other thing I wanted to say to you was as well that playing around with conceptions of the two of them would be a massive thing for us. We talked about various things that potentially girl could do outside that means that you prejudge her. Similarly with woman, say she was wearing a certain badge that was either, I don't know, pro-choice or Amnesty International or something else. The idea that there are small indicators on people that make us judge them, make us box them, and therefore encouraging us to have conversations about perception of others and how we judge people, the concept of us as an audience being judge and jury and putting ourselves into that. As I say, the data was being gathered by the virtual audience and yourselves, and then all of that data would form a report at the end of it and then would stimulate further conversation. What we want to do now is Stephen Quinn, who was one of the collaborators on this project, Stephen is going to do some live flying for you so you can see it on the screens. Ryan's going to be a spotter for him. And Ross is going to cover something up over there for us so we're clear. And then at the end of it, Stephen's going to just tell you a little bit about how the drones were made, how we interacted that into the live feed, and how that was a different shift for us to do that. Okay? Everybody happy? Yeah, I know, absolutely. One of the issues, obviously, with a space like this is the how the signal travels for us, which is one of the reasons why we obviously opened the door here. That hasn't crashed once in all the time we've been trying it. Inevitably, never worked with children, animals, or drones. Stephen is normally very reluctant to talk about this, so I've made him come up here just to try and explain a bit of it, because constantly when the boys talk about the technology to me, I'm the one that goes, huh? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm going to give this to you.
Over to me, looking forward to it.
All right, yeah, okay.
Hello, everyone. So what we saw there, apart from the disaster at the end, you can see it's still they're very sturdy little things, so no real damage done. Drones are broken up today into kind of legal classifications involving weight. So I build drones that are under 250 grams, and this allows you to fly almost anywhere inside cities in proximity to people involved and otherwise. Certain safety restrictions like spotters to be used. The video transmitter on this can go for about 7 miles. Obviously there's legal restrictions around those distances, but it does transmit HD video in a very low latency feed. It's around 35-40 milliseconds latency from goggles, from transmitter to goggles. What we're trying to do with the drones and kind of camera is create kind of a free roaming 3D camera that has no tethers or operator directly attached to the camera. So you can stand in, the operator myself can be in any location and link multiple sites kind of on stage and off, expanding kind of boundaries on the theatre. You don't need some questions now because that's me dry. Thank you very much.
One of the things that we think might be useful with it is that often when we perform shows in non-theatre spaces, that it's about reinforcing where the space is. So that you put something into a geographical context. And particularly when you're performing in single identity communities, quite often what we find is people are not yet ready to go into that community, or else they feel that community is not for them. And in the same way with site-specific theatre and the type of work that we do, opening up access to spaces is really important. But also the theatricality of it, the idea of reminding us that we're small in the midst of a global, and how we move the conversations from being parochial conversations into an international or a national context. So it's all about reminding us how we fit globally within the world and where we are as regards a land mass. And we have used Stephen's drone footage for a lot of projects that we have captured the project as opposed to being an integrated part of it. And that was why it was really important that we try and find a way, and it took quite a bit of time, to integrate that into our live video feed. Okay, we'll come back to questions at the end. I'm conscious I need to pass on to Richard and Cormac, and we'll give you time at the end to ask us questions about any of the sections and like how we would imagine them being used. Okay? Well done, Stephen. Okay, Richard, I'm going to give you the mic. Yeah.
Yes, I'll talk. So, okay. Okay, folks, so I'm Cormac, and what we're going to do now is we're going to show you, so we're sitting back up here at this desk, back up here, so, but anyway, everything you need to see from us is going to be face forward. We work on a lot of sort of projection mapping and stuff, and we'll take you through a bit of that first, and we'll show you how, what we're really interested in is interactivity and how to network things together and make everything work together. So first of all, I'll show you a bit of kind of stuff we do. If you're going to use, we love the idea of getting away from screens and things and using props as set pieces and stuff like that. So, and a big part of that is whenever you use props, especially projected props, if you illustrate the edges of them, it really kind of helps to define the prop. So we do lots of things like this, where you pick out the edges of things. So we're going to show you a few bits of stuff like that. It can make for really exciting visual effects. And I'll just do another one here. So here's some of the way we deal with the edges. So what we have up there at the minute is we have a range of flat projected surfaces, and we also have a 3D surface as well. So, but it is exciting how you can bring props to life with the by illustrating the edges of them, and you can create lots of interesting stage effects or whatever, and animating them as well. It's a very good way of bringing it to life. So we're just going to go through a few little bits of this. We can also create great senses of depth in them. So there's a great, like we're giving even flat surfaces there a sense of 3D on that. So that's sort of dealing with edges. Another thing we use projection mapping for a lot in our work is we do a lot of kind of stage effects and things. You can actually replace, so the need for kind of pyrotechnics and things, actually you can create really successful version effects. Here's sort of a generative kind of effect. This is a kind of a thing that will endlessly keep creating itself. We use a lot of stuff like this, but we also do, we can project buildings and things like that onto it. I'll show you a bit of the stage effects side of things. So smoke looks really good on stuff. So let me just get rid of streams of smoke. So these are kind of like almost like rock and roll stage effects, some of these things here. But you can create very successful kind of illusions on this and this kind of stuff. So we do lots of this kind of thing. Just flicking through a few of stuff that we have been working on. And all of the stuff that we do, actually, we can make audio reactive to sound input, which is a thing we like to do, so that, like, for example, the graphics will move in time with a particular piece of music, or they will actually, get bigger or smaller in reaction to, say, somebody talking or whatever. So it'll trigger stuff like that. Now, that's kind of 2D. That's that kind of stuff has been around for a little while. But we're really excited by the possibilities of depth in 3D projection mapping. And I'll just take away what's on the screen there. And so we have a polystyrene box at the back. And we can now put models into a box and make it look like stuff is actually happening inside it. So I'll give you a quick example. There's a ball. That's just simply a polystyrene box. And we've actually rendered, there's a real trick that you have to render it from the perspective that the audience is going to see it. It's quite technical as into where you situate the projector where you put the box, is it side on or whatever. So some of you may be getting a better illusion than others, but we've rendered this for 45 degrees. And it really, I absolutely, we're moving to everything 3D really, because we think it's a lot more spectacular. We can put anything inside that box. Like, for example, let's put in the lyrics logo. So hopefully, so you can see it kind of looks like it's sitting in the box. And we can animate all of these things, as you see. And we've just put a few logos in here today to show you the effect. So there's it looking as if the box has a glass bottom and that it's reflective sides and that Stephen is animated in it. I'll just put in a few more of these logos. Kibosh, our own logo. And I think we might have, I think there's a future screens one. Is there here as well? Somewhere there's future screens. And that one's a little bit off kilter. But again, like sort of, it is really successful with animations. You can create an absolutely amazing kind of depth thing. And if you put these at different, like you could put them around the theatre or auditorium or whatever, and you can be really creating this absolutely immersive kind of experience with 3D stuff. Okay, so next on, what we want to show you is, right, so that's the kind of the pure projection mapping side of things. But as I mentioned, we're really keen on interactivity, and you saw earlier in the demo that we worked up with the drama, that we were able to have an audience remotely in very low latency, reacting with very little technical understanding needed from the remote audience, and again from yourselves. You didn't have to download any apps. You actually didn't have to be on the lyrics Wi-Fi, and of course neither did the audience who were remote, and you could all participate in that. And that's just about the level of technical expertise we like to ask of people. We don't like to ask people to do anything that they don't already do, because you lose a lot of audience whenever you do start asking people to learn new things. But most people can go to a web browser. They do it on a daily basis, and they use their own data. We find with stuff on mobile phones and things like that, if we ask people to download an app, well, everybody's phone is full of pictures and things like that. They mightn't have any space, and they have to learn something new. So we try not to do that as well. So we'll just take you into a bit now how we can. We have this kind of server system, a content server delivery thing that we're moving on to the cloud, but today it's just here on a computer. And this is how we can make all of these screens interact with each other and deliver content and synchronize. And it can all be done from any browser that you enter. It could be on your laptop or whatever. Richard's going to move to the front of the hall now, and we're going to do it today on Richard's mobile phone, but it could be anybody's phone here in the audience, just the same way that you joined our quiz earlier. We would give you an address, and then you would have the ability to control any of these screens, the timing of when content's delivered, and actually even physical objects. We're currently designing physical breakout switches for everything that we do. So Richard is going to show you now an intro to the kind of the server kind of thing that we're incredibly interested in, and we see has lots of potential for creativity, immersive creativity in the arts environment. So Richard has a mobile phone in his hand, I believe. I can't see him. Okay, Richard, so will you explain a little bit about what's the mobile phone there?
Okay, so this is just a iPhone 7. It could be any phone at all. It doesn't matter whether it's Apple, Android, whatever. I've just simply logged into a web browser. There's nothing to install, download, or anything like that. And now in my hand, I can essentially control everything in this room. So what I'm going to do is, I've built a little menu screen for us here. So I'm going to click on this button, and you'll see that we have a menu of different items here. So first of all, we have a little bit of an introduction, just showing how the system can work and what the potential is of it. So I'm going to hit the first button here, and if you just watch in these two screens here, you'll see what happens.
Hello, let me introduce you to our amazing synchronized system. First, the basics. Everything works together. Sound, lighting, multiple screens, mobile devices, projectors, alarm systems, and much, much more. I can talk about something on this screen and link related images, video or text to any other screen I choose. It all works seamlessly. Here's an example. I was out walking in the countryside at the weekend. It was a lovely day, but then it started to rain. I can also have conversations between screens. Hello, Charles Darwin. How are you?
I felt better. I'm a bit dead now, but that's biology for you.
Thank you, Charles. I can even make lights and sound effects work in synchronization to enhance the narrative. There was a strange storm. The sky turned from blue to grey, and then there were flashes of lightning. That's not all, though. Using your mobile phone, you can select between different languages for the on-screen presenters. Try this example. Pick the language you wish to hear from your phone.
That's what Cormac looks like, by the way, just so you know. But so yeah, that was just at the end there. Cormac just mentioned that you can select different languages for any presentation that comes on the phone, and they will all be fully synchronized. But I'm just going to skip on at this point. So the next thing that we have is a virtual gallery. And so what me and Cormac did was we took some images from the lyric here, some images you might be well familiar with, and we animated them, brought them to life, and we're showing that the purpose of this demonstration is that they're all synchronous, they're all in time with each other, and let's watch them have a conversation. So I'm just hitting that button here, and...
Hi, I'm part of the Lyric Theatre's art collection, and as you can see, I can come to life, speak, and move. I can even talk to other paintings in the theatre. Hello, painting number 2.
Hello, painting number 1. Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Liam Neeson, of course, when I'm on duty. Real name's Jerry O'Hare. What about yourself?
I'm Kenneth Branagh for my sins. It's a steady job. Real name's Howard Brown when the doors close. What about you, number 3?
Robert Bell's the name. James Ellis professionally. So we can come to life and act as tour guides or act out scenes in perfect sync with each other. We can even answer visitors' questions. Hi Neeson, give us a tour.
You will find the toilets downstairs. You will wash your hands. You will turn off your mobile phone before the play commences.
That got old a long time ago.
Bit like yourself, you cheeky devil.
Anyway, visitors, if you look at your device now, you'll see a menu of things that we can do and tell you about.
I don't think we'll be allowed back after that.
We are available for hire as a professional voiceover artist for anybody who can't afford voiceover artists.
Okay, so another feature that we just want to demonstrate is a sort of more interactive element. So you saw the characters talking to each other there. So what if they talk to us and require something of us, the audience, who are in control here? So what I'm going to show it now is a digital quiz. So I'm going to hit this button.
We can bring any exhibition to life in interactive new ways to engage visitors.
Yes, paintings can come to life and talk to the other exhibits.
Or even statues like me.
Even photographs like me can come to life and hold conversations between ourselves.
Let's ask our guests a question. When was Belfast City Hall built? 1898, 1901, or 1906? Select the answer on your mobile phone now.
So I don't know if any of you noticed there, but whenever Bill Murray asked us that question, the answers only became available whenever he said so. So you can tell that this is fully synchronized, and so that people won't be able to skip on or run ahead when they're not supposed to. So who wants to make a stab at this? What do you think it is? 1898, 1901, or 1906? When was Belfast City Hall built? 1901, let's press that. Afraid not. Okay. 1898? Afraid not. I think technically that's when it started construction. I had a whole dilemma with this myself as well when I was... So the right answer is 1906. And look, here's some lovely celebratory designs that we've brought for you. Okay. So another feature that we would like to demonstrate then is live set painting. So I'm going to hit another button on our menu of things here. And now this will trigger, hopefully, a... Yeah. So on this screen here, you can see the potential of live screen painting or of live set painting. This is projection mapped illustration on a building in New York, I believe it is. And hopefully we are going to see some live examples of this as well on the picture frames.
Okay, so I'm back here on my computer. I've got a painting app, and again, this is how we like to make things interactive. And I will be able to paint here in a second. But our ultimate aim with this is that artists from anywhere in the world can actually paint directly from their place onto a picture frame anywhere in the world. And on the video that you're seeing there, you'll see there are actually 5 or 6 or maybe even more networked iPads that you can have tablets, and people can collaborate on animations in minutes rather than days or hours, whatever. So anyway, I'm just going to do a little bit of painting here. So there you go. I put up a bit of a sky. I'm preparing some of these earlier, and as Bob Ross would say, no mistakes, just happy little accidents. I think you find that
these ones are sad accidents.
So like I've just got layers. I literally spent 2 minutes before the demo putting this up, just drawing a few things that I could put up on the thing for you, and I'm just turning up the opacity on them now. So that's me, but we could use the whole thing as one giant canvas, or I could have 5 people painting a set in real time in reaction to what somebody was saying on the stage. Let me see if I can make another little... I'll just go and paint something else now here. I'll just create a new layer, hopefully. And I'm just going to paint the sun or something up in the corner here so that... is it coming up there? Yeah, there we go. There's sun. I'll make it bigger. Right, so I'll have the sun up there just in layers. My God, I can't even draw a circle. Okay, so now I'll take another layer and paint some rays. So let's have a smaller thing, and we'll do some rays here. I'll just do smaller ones again. There you go. And now I'll just show you how quickly it is for people to animate them. And I'll just go in here. Let's see if we've got that layer to animate, hopefully. Just looking for the right one here. I'll animate something now. It should come up in a second. Well, I'll animate that one. Okay, I think it did all the sun and the thing on its own layer, which I shouldn't really have done. So, right. So let's just animate a wee bit of, do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not a professional like painter or anything like that, but if, as you say, I mean, in the hands of a group of artists guiding it, or some professional, like and especially a group of 10 people maybe working on one thing, you can really do stuff very, very fast. It works very effectively on the outside of buildings as well, but I think it's got massive potential for maybe, live work, where somebody is conjuring things up out of thin air and an artist is responding in real time. Or the ultimate thing would be, we're moving all our servers to the cloud for this kind of stuff, so literally somebody could sit in another country and you give them the canvas and they can draw up something very sophisticated and create a piece of art in real time for somebody across the world. So that's we're really interested in this element of kind of props and lighting and everything, not a static experience, but how can you involve people, like, try and make the tools as easy to use as possible, so that the whole thing is, what can people imagine and how simply can they access it. So that's a bit of our kind of group art, live animation kind of stuff. So, okay, Richard, we'll move on from that then.
So we've come to the end of our little list of menu items here for the phone, but I just hope that demonstrated for you all just how powerful this system is, the server system, that from my mobile phone, simply connected to a link, I was able to control everything in here. I was able to control the audio, these TV screens, these projections. So I think it's pretty impressive, if I may say so. But that's all from me, folks. So I'm just going to set this mic down for now. And we have a few other things to show you just.
Right, so we've got two final things to show you just before we wrap up. And one is, another thing we're interested in on sets and I hope this works because I've left it dormant for quite a bit of time here during the show, but is we'll put our characters back on here, and is actually the ability of using live mocap software. Now, let me just see if I can get this going here. I'm just going to put up a character. Just give me 2 seconds. So I'm interested in perhaps a live performer being able to, so that's me. So what I'm doing now is I'm sitting in front of a laptop with a webcam on, special software on, and that avatar that's there, is that reacting to me? So I'm going to blink, one eye closed, raise the other eyebrow, and the other way about. Going to turn one side, turn the other side, and this is a really simple example, but we can use voice changers and stuff and all, but you can actually have actors behind props or whatever, and have them speak the parts of avatars that are appearing in real time. This is a very simple example, but we do use, we use other controllers in our installations for, to control the hands in a particular avatar or whatever. I'll show you another kind of an avatar, just 1 second. And I am literally talking, what is making that avatar move is me looking directly into the webcam here. So here's a bit of a dog kind of thing, whatever, talking. And again, I'm going to close my eyes, open my eyes, blink a bit, smile, brown, look left to right. So it's pretty reactive, and this isn't the most stable system that we do this on. We have like mocap gloves and things, and we think it's an interesting concept that you could have any character you want. You build maybe a 3D prop, and the actor stands behind it and acts, or we can move it across onto any box or anything that we want. Okay, so that's just a bit of live avatar stuff. Again, another way of interacting with a set, like we've been working on that for quite a while. We really enjoy it. So the last thing is then we have. No, we don't have. Actually, we were supposed to have. Well, that is it from us. We were supposed to have somebody from the University of Cardiff who's been working with us recently, but they have been called away to teach a class. And again, what we were going to show with that, but we can't now, is that basically instead of bringing people, the potential to bring in remote performers or guests or whatever onto any part of a projection mapped set in real time with really good broadcast quality values, great sound, and from any location in the world. So on the screen that the drones appeared on over on the right-hand side, Giada was going to appear, but I think she has had to go back to class. So, but we could have we can have up to 8 people at any time appearing simultaneously, and they could, just be in picture frames or whatever you want anyway. So that kind of we're incredibly interested in utterly low latency, live kind of worldwide interaction, not just in a kind of a conservative, static way, but maybe, you know, imagine you had an some of those screens, those picture frames were back here, our audience, if you had a remote audience around the world where the actors could see an invited remote audience who were actually, you know, on physical shapes, 3D shapes. So that's something, and we did test that before the show. It worked lovely, and we could see and hear Giada, but as I mentioned, we don't have her. So Paula, I think that's I hope that folks, you can ask any questions at the end, but I hope you've got some of the idea of the kind of things that we're interested in, the potential for kind of creativity with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm conscious that's our hour. If anybody has a burning question they want to ask, because basically, as you can see from the whole thing, it's about not requiring audiences to download very sophisticated technology, being able to work it from their phones, being interactive. Some of the picture stuff that we were looking at, it is because we would do a lot of work within kind of historical contexts, looking at commemoration, looking at anniversaries. And it's about how you bring historical figures to life, how you interact with heritage, how you break down access to information. Also the idea of being able to have panel speakers from anywhere coming in and being part of something like this. And also how with international partners, say we're working with a community audience, then we can have a community audience in anywhere from Rwanda to India or wherever that could interact with a piece of theatre that was dealing with conflict. And that was, we tried multiple things over the 5 weeks that we kind of researched on this. And then obviously we only managed to set a lot of the stuff up yesterday. So it's, yeah, that's the crack. All right, thank you. So there's a wedding on out there at 3 o'clock. So you're going to have to go out the back door. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Unless anyone's got anything they want to ask us. If they do, you can ask us after. But thank you all very much. I'm going to open the back and let you go out through the back door. All right. Thank you, audience at home.